Hi everyone, welcome back to Coding with Bharat channel. Let's cover the last round of this series. So we are almost towards the end of it. So do like the video and do subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Let's start discussing about behavioral or the hiring manager round. So the idea of these kind of round is just to check if you are a behavioral fit into the company. So what does that mean? What is a behavioral fit into the company? So at the end of the day, you're going to go into a company and work with your colleagues, work with your manager, right? So every company has its own set of culture and biases, right? So they want to know if you bring similar kind of vibe in a way. It's like a vibe check round into the company, right? So there are questions like what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses? There would be some questions like given this scenario, how would you act, right? And some questions about did you face this kind of an issue in your past projects or past experiences? How did you resolve it? Right? So, one simple example could be that tell me about an incident where you had a conflict with your colleague or with your manager. How did you go about resolving it in this kind of a scenario? Right? So, these kind of rounds are there so that basic traits are checked on the user that okay, he has enough confidence, he's not a pushover. Then it is not like that person is simply being rude to people, right? So those kind of major checks are made in this kind of a behavioral round. Okay, one more thing that can go here is some puzzles might be asked. So there is a very good website called gourmet.net which can be used to go through certain puzzles. And yeah, specifically in quant or finance companies like Tower, D Shaw, these kind of things are much more common. Yeah, main idea is core values of the company and if you fit in there. So, how do you go about preparing this round? First, at least become somewhat good at communication. So, like a lot of people, unfortunately, are unfortunately or fortunately, a lot of companies do want you to be good with some level of English, right? So, if let's say that is not the major language of yours, as is the case with like almost the entire India, it would be a good idea to take part in certain debates, certain contests, certain competitions, right? Where you can gain that confidence to speak in English for some amount of time, right? So become good at communication. If you want, take part in organizing some events, talking more to people, right? Leading some projects. So those kind of things would give you more of this experience. Third, do some kind of a homework of the core values of the company so that you don't mess it up, right? So there are some kind of companies which are too focused on doing something well, whereas other kinds of company which are more focused on doing something speedily, right? So if those kind of questions are put onto you, that there is a scenario where you can make a quick hack and make things work, should you do it or not? Your answer can depend upon the core values of the company. So do a little bit of a homework. These are not things which are ingrained into you, like you can work as per the company values in most cases, apart from the major behavioral problems, right? So yeah, so that is all. These are the 7 kinds of rounds that I faced during my entire interview preparation, entire interview cycle, right? So if you have any questions, any doubts, feel free to put it in the comments. I'll try to answer those. And what I'm planning is planning to make small series once I get a little bit stable with completing my contests and having the concept discussion videos. Probably make some videos on the rapid fire CS fundamental rounds or the concurrency round or somewhat on the behavioral round as well. So yeah, let's see when that actually fructifies into actual videos. But okay, I'm still doing a series on at least DSA and concepts. So every week we have 2 contests of code force on lead code, which is the weekly or bi-weekly or alternate week. In 1 week, in 2 weeks basically we have 3 contests. So for all those 3 contests I discuss all the 4 problems, plus I take out concepts from these and actually build videos on top of it, right? So for example, this week 2 videos went live. One related to Z algorithm, second related to prefix sum, right? So if you want to learn the different concepts, the different patterns, where to apply which, go ahead and check those videos out. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.